In today's video, I'm going to show you the fastest way to farm every important resource in Anime Last Stand, including Trait Rerolls, Spirit Shards, Jewels, and all the new event stuff in the current slime update. If you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like or subscribe. Not trying to be that guy, less than 10% of you watching are actually subbed, so any support really means a lot. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright, you probably know that there's a slime event going on right now in Anime Last Stand, and you need to farm Magisteel for the new banner and all of the event items. So that's probably what you're focused on. You're also worrying about how to evolve the units with Spirit Shards, how to reroll for good traits on the units using Trait Rerolls, stat cubes, all stuff like that. There is an extremely fast method you can use to farm all of these resources at once, and it is just going to be as simple as the new event portals, specifically the new tier 5s. Alright, shout out to these guys in chat by the way. The timing on that Snoop is crazy. But yeah, so these portals do range from a tier 1 to tier 5 in the new event. So if you search up Abandoned Cathedral here, you pretty much want to start with the tier 1, which you can get from the event shop for 100 jewels, and then you're going to work your way up from tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. It's very, very easy. Even the tier 6s you can do. It is going to be a little bit hard. You do need the right elements. Nature units are going to be very strong in these portals. And I do have a video kind of ranking the top 10 for this event specifically, so I'd recommend you go check that out if you're having a hard time. Farming these portals can reward you very, very heavily with pretty much every resource you need. And I'll show you what the drops look like in a tier 5 here. Alright, tier 5 going down right now, and let's check what I get from this portal. Foster tier 5 did get nerfed. It's not so hard anymore, and the rewards are a tier 6. Okay, I got a secret portal. And as you can see, I got emeralds, which are pretty much in every stage, Magisteel, a technique shard, which is actually guaranteed a 1 to 2 every tier 5. You get 1 or 2 Trait Rerolls every time, which is actually a similar rate to Leaf Village. I have a video talking about what used to be the fastest reroll farming method, Leaf Village, and if you're interested in the rates for stuff like that. But just know that these are pretty crazy drops. We got an epic Spirit Shard, we have a rare Spirit Shard, even a chance to be mythic sometimes from my experience, and you can even get perfect stat cubes. But if you don't, you also get these capsules, which these, you should know, can drop stat cubes as well. So this is pretty much everything you could need to farm in the game right now, drops from here. Now getting jewels from farming these portals isn't directly as a drop from them, but you can get jewels from this wheel, which you can spin, and using the drops from portals. So if I were to spin this here for free once per day, I got unlucky, got 3 stat cubes, not very good, but you can see there are 500 jewels with a 4% chance. I have hit this once, and then there is a 30% chance of 150 jewels. And to spin, you just need 100 of the Magisteel, which is again obtained from the portals. So this is going to farm you pretty much everything you need in the game completely. And now we're going to get into the good part of how to AFK farm these portals. So in the past of my AFK farming videos, I have used something called Tiny Task, but we're going to be using something different today, which is Informaal Frog's macros. So I'll have a link to this Discord server in the description here. And you want to join up, pretty much go to the macro setup channel with all the proper rules, of course. And then just kind of go through this guide on how to set up everything, how to download the macro, which is ran through AutoHotkey, how to get the most recent version, which you can find an update log. I don't know, everything here I'd recommend going over in macro setup. And everything I'm about to talk about in this video is completely my thoughts. This is not like a paid promotion or anything. I actually just use this macro and really like it. And at the moment, there is no malware, no viruses, nothing to be afraid of when downloading this. Trust me, I'm always skeptical when downloading stuff off the internet, but this has been completely credible for me and no issues with it anyways. So if you go through this process of getting the macro set up, it'll lead you to the update log, and the update log, it just has every version of the macro, and he does keep it updated very consistently, really, like pretty much 2 to 3 versions every day from what I've seen. All of them are usually free. He does have an early access donator role where you can spend like $5 to get early access to things, which I think is in the server shop here. But you usually don't need early access. That is just for finding bugs with the new versions of the macros, and you just kind of can get the free version. So yeah, I'll be going over how to AFK farm portals using this. Thank you to Informaal Frog. He's been very helpful, whether that be through community polls or from my personal feedback. I did talk to him about a couple issues I found with the macro, and he very quickly actually posted a patch for the macro to kind of fix my complaints. So yeah, thank you to Informaal Frog. Let's get into how to AFK farm using this macro. Alright, when you first open the macro, it will resize your Roblox, don't be alarmed. It's going to make it this little window here, just so the macro can see it better. Then it's going to move the macro menu to the left side of your screen. So you want to make sure you're in a private server with the chat closed and the update log still open, and then you're ready to change your settings for your macro. The first thing we'll do is select the raid here, and in this little drop down, we go to scroll down and choose Slime Portal. And this will give you a menu here. You want to choose what tiers you want to farm, and then you also want to choose what challenges you want it to skip over. Personally, I like doing up to tier 5. I don't go past tier 5 because my units are not too strong. And I also make it skip over bare bones and flight because I cannot do those challenges. And I could also add like high cost if I don't like that, short range if I don't like that. You can really customize this however you want, which I really like. Anyways, you can close it after that. And then click delays. If you need to add something here, you could add a 1 second delay, for example, if you have really high ping. Otherwise, you can keep it empty. It doesn't really matter too much because there are built-in delays to try and combat ping issues. Anyways, once you have your settings looking all good, you can go into your unit config. And if you have the right team here, this is pretty much just telling it what units you want to use and what waves you want to place them and stuff like that. So if I'm using 3 units, I will click enabled on 3 slots here. You can do up to 6 units, of course, your full team. And now I'm going to tell it that I want to use my unit that is in slot 2. I'm going to use my Tatsumaki. I'll place it on wave 1. And I won't make it my main upgrade unit because right now there is no feature to upgrade units to a certain amount. You can either upgrade them all the way or not at all. So I'm just going to keep it not at all for Tatsumaki. And they do plan on adding that in the future though to upgrade units to a certain level. But anyways, Tatsumaki, slot 2, wave 1, upgrade off. And to choose where I put her on the map, I'm going to go ahead and right click on the hill. And it's recommended for that hill placement on this map. You want to make sure you're on 230 for the Y level. So I'll go ahead and type that in the Y section here, 230. And I can move on to my second unit, which will be my farm. So unit slot 4, my Yojin. Wave to place probably wave 2, and then upgrade, of course, off. And coordinates, I just right click. This is right click to set coordinate up here. Just right click on the map right here. Unit 3, this is going to be my pain. That is my main damage unit. So unit 3, I'll place them wave 3, and then upgrade on because he's my main damage unit. And on the map, I'll go and right click around here. This is where I like to put my main damage unit, just in the middle. And we should be looking pretty good. Once you have all that set up, it is going to be F1 to start the macro. You can see all the controls here. So I'm going to make sure I'm on Roblox, and then F1. Oops, sorry, let me pause it. So, pausing, you just press F2, you're fine. And let me turn my graphics down real quick. You want to make sure you go into the macro setup and confirm everything. I forgot to do that for this, and I will also turn the volume off just because. So, I'm going to start with the macro here. As you see, that was actually a good example of the pause feature. If you kind of realize you forgot something with the setup, you can pause it with F2, then unpause it with F2, and it'll start exactly where you paused it. So it located the update log screen and immediately started by clicking my inventory, going into my portal section, and also had to search abandoned. It delays here after clicking your portal inventory just to let your portals load, and then it's going to search abandoned. And it's going to use UI navigation to actually look for the portal tier and challenge that I want to do. So again, I'm having it skip over all the tier 6s, you can see it moving right now. And as you can see in the bottom, I'm not going to mess up my mouse placement. But at the bottom of the macro menu on the left, it does show you the current process and everything that it's doing, so you know what goes wrong if you have an issue with it. You can see it's loading me into the right portal, and it is looking for the map spawn so that it knows where to put them. Once it calculates it, it actually puts my units in exactly where I told it to, at the time that I told it to. So right now, Unit 2 image path is set to wave 2, so it's waiting for wave 2. And once it detects it, it will place my farm, my Yojin, which again, I set to place on the right. This macro is amazing, man. It does take a little bit to set up, but you can always save your settings. As you can see in the macro menu, there's a save button. Anyways, once we get to wave 2, we can see it place down my Yojin. So boom, places it down. No problems with that. And then once it gets to wave 3, we'll even see it place down my pain. And that is going to be the main upgrade unit, so we'll see it upgraded too. Boom, there we go. Wave 3, pain goes down. And it does immediately start upgrading them, which is nice. It'll just click over and over every so often, like every 1 or 2 seconds, it'll just click. And it'll upgrade it throughout the entire stage. Now I guess I'll just show you a full run of this macro. I do think this is an amazing macro, and I'll show you that it works perfectly fine from my experience. But yeah, I'll be back when, I don't know, whenever this portal is done, I'll talk about the rewards and stuff, but yeah. Alright, we can see it successfully took down the boss here, and we cleared a tier 4 and got a tier 5 in return. Just gonna go back to lobby, and pretty much when it detects the update log again, you can see current process looking for update log. As soon as it sees it, it will immediately start the macro again. Once it fully loads the update log, boom. Wait, hold on. It's loading in the game. There we go. Once it fully sees the update log, it will go and start up the macro again. And if I wanted to stop it, I did already show the pause feature earlier, so I'm not gonna do that again. But to completely stop the macro, I just press F3, and it closes the macro, and my Roblox is just kind of left like this. I can just re-full screen the game and go back to playing exactly how I was. So Very cool macro. As I said, right now there's nothing to worry about like virus-wise. I have used this myself, and everything is completely free that I've been using in this video. So yeah, nothing to really worry about there. This is a very nice macro to use, and I definitely recommend it. Make sure you join Informal Frog's macro Discord server, link in the description. But yeah, that was my AFK farming guide for the fastest way to get pretty much everything in the new event, everything you could need in the game right now. Definitely use this while you can, while the portals are in the game. I was pretty skeptical about this too at first, like if the devs consider this a hack or something. It's just a macro, just like Tiny Task. If the devs end up banning macroing, then I'll let you know in like a pinned comment or something. But right now, the devs have actually endorsed macroing completely. They even have a title in the game called Macro Master, I believe, which is, yeah, right here. They definitely endorse it. So anyways, that was my AFK farming video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like or subscribe. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. And have a great day.